light on and fix our chat. There we go. Hopefully my birds will decide to behave. They've been just a little on the naughty side this afternoon. Decided to switch it up. I have not decided which one I definitely want to do. That is cute, but a little bit more intricate than I want to do today. Well, I have done more in this one than I realized. I think I like this one. There we go. I am currently wearing my robe, so you get the nice fluffy festives. I never know exactly where to start on any given picture. But I think today we're going to start with these leaves because they're nice and big and fluffy and pretty. I am using a nice light green on them. I think we're going to go mostly soft colors today. And I am fighting just a little bit of a cold, so I will try to keep the coughing fits to a minimum, but they may happen. It's just kind of part of this time of year. There we go. Sorry I'm quiet today. Got to concentrating on what I was doing and forgot to keep up the chatter. It happens sometimes. I am not used to doing these on Fridays. Then again, I'm not used to really being off on Fridays, so that might have a lot to do with it. Hello, Sonic Peanut and Leo Wicks. Welcome in. I don't usually zone out on what I'm doing, but it does happen, and as I said, I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, which kind of zones me out a little bit too. Thank you, Leah. It is actually a coloring book that I got at the Dollar General for $3, as you can see. It's just a nice and simple one. I've done really intricate the past couple of days, and I really just wasn't feeling like doing that today. But we're still going to do something at least fun and pretty. The green I picked up has a little bit of a problem. So we're going to fix that before we try to color with it, because I don't think that's going to work very well. I need to invest in new colored pencils. Some of mine are a bit old and have moved cross country, and what happened is the color inside the pencil actually breaks in spots, which makes them a little bit harder to keep from doing that. So it gets a little frustrating, but thankfully I have multiple different colored pencils to work with. So sometimes I can just say, okay, you know what, I'm not fighting with this one. It happens. If you're stressing over colored pencils, you have bigger problems, probably. I'm just kind of used to it because they've been breaking on me quite a bit. But it seems like a waste to just buy more instead of just slowly weeding out the ones that are becoming a regular problem. So I may end up doing that anyway, just because it is rather frustrating sometimes to be in the middle of coloring and just the whole point comes off of it. There we go. You never know from one day to the next which color I'm going to start with or which part. A lot of times I'll start with the lettering, but I did not feel like doing that today. I'm just going to scoot you guys out of my way, apparently. Sorry about that. One of these days, I will have somebody take a picture so you can actually see the ridiculousness of how I go about doing these lives. So I'm actually sitting at my kitchen table, and between me and the coloring book is a tripod with my phone on it. I like both types of colors. It just depends on what I'm working on at that point in time. Sorry, I had to stop and think for a second there. If I had put my do not disturb on, and I had not. There's one good thing with having my cell phone be my camera. It's right in front of me, so it's an easy fix. Hello, Yasina Miranda. I actually love coloring myself. It's fun and relaxing, and the fact that I get to do it and share with people online is even more fun to me. Let's see. What do we want to do with our butterfly today? I think we're going to do just nice and cheerful colors on him. Make him stand out a little bit. There we go. And I do apologize for the moment of quiet. My dog also is fighting a little bit of, for lack of a better word, a cold. He's got just a little bit of a sinus pressure issue. And he's been doing a lot of reverse sneezing the past couple of days, so I was just listening if he was about to have a problem or not. It's a pretty easy remedy, but I would have to pop up and go take care of him real quick. But I think he just snorted a little bit in his sleep. There we go. I don't know why I jumped from the leaves to the butterfly, but hey, it works. And he has turned into a very, very pretty little guy, hasn't he? And I think we need a little bit of bright on him. So we're going to do these other pieces in orange. There we go. It's just that time of year where everybody is sniffly and coughy and just kind of feeling bleh. So we add in bright colors and fun things to make it just a little bit better. And let's see. I think, excuse me, it is not the most fun thing in the world to deal with that, but I will live. This time of year, I think just about everybody gets a little bit. In my house, I think more than actually a cold, it is we use propane heat, and it is a very, very dry type of heat. And I do a lot of simmer pots and things like that to keep the moisture levels in the house up. But it is still hard on our systems for the first little bit. And then we start to adjust and start getting a little bit better with it. It's kind of part of life. You might be hearing my birds giving kisses in the background. They want attention. And my partner is asleep while we're doing this, so they are trying very hard to get my attention. They might be a teensy little bit spoiled. I'm going to do both loves the same color. There we go. And this is a very accurate thing for me, because I very much enjoy coloring. I love keeping my channel up and meeting new people through it. And I also love my actual job, because I get paid to play with animals. And I mean, how much better can it get, right? And I do apologize. I know my hand is covering most of the picture at the moment. It's just while we get this corner done. I love a good purple. It's a color that can tell so many different stories, depending on how it's used. It's kind of the same idea as blue. It can be so many different things, from bright skies to just shy of black. Speaking of blues, I think we're going to put one here, because it's my favorite color and it's got to exist in a picture that I do. Not necessarily this shade, but I love all blues. My favorite, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you can probably figure out very, very quickly. Which, it's kind of funny. It was my favorite shade before I started watching the show, and then it got even more so, because that's actually my favorite show. All right. I'm just going to adjust myself a little bit here. Grab a drink. I probably should have realized yesterday, when my voice kept coming and going, what was coming, but I wanted to be optimistic. Let's see. let's get some details going. And I'm not going to go super, super different with each piece. That would be an all-day affair. But we are going to give at least a little bit like that. And I see a piece that's absolutely got to be yellow because it looks like a little sun there. I think we're going to do these little spirally guys in pink. Just because we can. Because this really is a nice, pretty, soft shade of pink. Which is something I am a fan of. There we go. There are more of these little spirally things than I realized. There we go. And we have a whole bunch more, don't we? Excuse me. It's just that annoying dry throat thing. More than anything. Which is part of why I keep a cup of coffee at hand anytime I'm doing one of these, because since I'm just sitting here talking while I do this, it does put a little bit more stress on my throat, but it's worthwhile to me. Me and these pencils are going to fight. I don't usually put them away that early, but they were getting in my way, which is a whole problem. I was just going to say this is a really good like bubblegum pink color, and I don't think I can get it to where it actually shows for you guys, but that is actually the name of it. I'm going to decline that. Gotta love when scam calls get past your do not disturb. The good thing is, since it is do not disturb, they just popped up on my screen instead of actually making you listen to the Doctor Who theme, because I am that person. It is actually my ringtone. These look like they should be purple. There we go. Now, tomorrow and Sunday, I will not be on. It's back to work for me. But I should be able to pop back in on Monday. Barring any unexpected things. I am going to do all but the little sun-looking thing here in this light purple, because it's a kind of a pretty tone. And I think it'll pop with that yellow really, really well. And on that note, do I have a yellow that's sharp enough? No, but I can make it. Or I could just break the thing. That works too. Let's try that again. I swear I spend so much time on these lives sharpening my pencils. You would think I would go through and sharpen them ahead of time, but most of the time, in all honesty, I look at my phone, and it's like 2:50, and I've said I was going to try and go live at 3. My phone is at like 20% charged, and my coffee cup's empty. And then comes the scramble to get set up because I wasn't doing a very good job with skills, and I left myself in the lurch again. It happens. But you gotta be able to laugh at yourself. And I do on a daily basis because I do stuff like this to myself on a daily basis. Because once I get home, like at work, I'm all put together. I know what I'm doing and all of that. But once I hit home and all of the absolute must-be-dones are done, time kind of ceases to exist for a little while. And I will zone out and let myself unwind a little bit. And every time I will forget that I have things I need to get done outside of the normal stuff. So normally I'll just have a little giggle at myself, get my tail in gear, and get the things I need to do done. Well, this said it was blue, but that almost looks more like a purple. And I'm not even mad at it, because it is quite pretty. I'm trying to make them each at least 2-tone. So kind of like this guy has 2 different colors in him. Things almost make me think I need to make something like that for my yard because they are quite pretty. And I don't think it would be that hard, realistically speaking. And that is exactly who I am. I am the person who will see something, say, I want that, and figure out how to make it. That is probably about 90% of my channel is, well, not 90%. I'd say about 70% is me looking at something, saying, I want something like that, and figuring out how to make it work. It's just kind of my thing. Excuse me. And I think we're going to make this last one around the pink flower just a pretty bright blue. And then I just have to figure out what color to make those two, and we'll actually be done for the day. Hi, Lori. How are you today? Wow, that was squeaky. I am fighting a scratchy throat, dealing with the fun of the dry heat from my propane heater. I'm doing all right. Kind of laughing at me and my squeakies. It's been one of those days where you wake up and your voice just does not want to work right. But I'm a laugh and go with it kind of girl. I saw you posted a new video. I have not gotten a chance to watch it, but I promise I will be sitting down with my burger on. Sometimes things get just a little bit hectic. They are actually so cute when I put your videos on. They get so excited. Yeah. It's one of those, there's not much to be done for it. Just push through until your system gets used to the change in the air quality in the house. And try to keep it as keep the air as humidified as I can without putting my birds at risk. Ooh, I may have to. And now, are you Central Time or are you Eastern Mountain? Because I will definitely try and check that out. Might be a little bit past their bedtimes, but Eastern Time. So that's 10 p.m. my time. I had to stop and think on that one. So that is past the birds' bedtime, but I will try and pop in for myself. I put them to bed at 9, which was 10 your time. You popped in just in time. I was actually just finishing up. My throat is just not wanting to cooperate, so I did a nice quick one today. But good words to follow. And I will absolutely do everything I can to get on your live tonight. If you're in here and watching, or watching from just outside, pop in and check her stuff out too. And I am going to go ahead and hop off and go have some tea. And I will talk to you guys next time.